Esedu Date. Here are the headlines for today.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Tonight, government in crunch meeting with independent power producers to avert possible shutdown of supply from tomorrow, July 1.
Also tonight, Minority Chief Whip Governs Kwame Agboja responds to criticism by GBA President over remarks he made about former Chief Justice.
Also coming up, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and former Trades Minister Alan Kyerematen to face the NPP Flag-bearer Vetting Committee on Monday, July 3.
In business news, Finance Minister to present mid-year budget on July 27.
On the international front, Brazil's Supreme Electoral Court bars ex-President Jair Bolsonaro from running for office for 8 years. We have details of all these stories and more. Do be a part of the show. We'll be happy to hear what your thoughts are. Details now.
We begin with the energy sector, and government is in a crunch meeting with the Chamber of Independent Power Producers over its intention to cut power supply to the national grid from tomorrow, July 1, over a $1.87 billion debt. Independent power producers play a significant role in Ghana's energy sector, controlling 47% of the country's total power generation mix and contributing 67% of Ghana's thermal power. Members include Sunon Asogli, Senpa, Car Powership, Aska, Twin City Energy and Senate. They are demanding 30% payment of their arrears.
So for many who have been following this conversation, we'll try to give you the numbers and the specifics of what these independent power producers are talking about. If they do shut down, what kind of impact will that have on the Ghanaian economy? So here are the specifics regarding what quantum of power they produce. So they control 47% of Ghana's total power generation mix. That's almost half. Also, they contribute 67% of Ghana's thermal power. The debt they are being owed is 1.9 billion that is being owed them by government, and then they are demanding 30% of that amount, which is about $570 million, which is in arrears. So they are actually saying that if that 30% is not paid to them by the 1st of July, they are likely to shut down their plants, which will mean that about 47% of Ghana's total energy or power supply is going to be truncated. And that could plunge the nation into some wild power outages, or what we popularly call doomsday. And that's what many people are trying to avert and encouraging government to, as a matter of urgency, interact and deal with them. So the executive director at the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Benjamin Boakye, has been sharing his thoughts on this particular development.
Immediately, I don't see how government is going to meet that request. I think what they are requesting is 30% on their debt as of March, which was around 1.4 billion. So that alone, 30% is close to $400 million. If the 30% is on the debt as of today, I mean, we're close to 2 billion, about 1.9 billion dollars. That will be heavy for government to raise at this point in time. The expectation that there could be load shedding even 2 days to the threat in itself is quite distracting for a power consumer who ordinarily should have no role in this kind of tussle, because once you pay your electricity bill, all you expect is for the power to be provided to you. All right, so that is the sad reality. But as to whether the IPPs will be able to carry out their threats, we can only live to see.
All right, so clearly a concern that many of you have been sharing. The former President John Dramani Mahama has also waded into the conversation and has urged the independent power producers, the IPPs, to reconsider their decision to shut down their plants on July 1 due to government's outstanding debt of almost $2 billion. So this is what the former president has been saying. You can see it on your screens. He says, as a concerned citizen, I would like to make a plea to the Chamber of Independent Power Producers to reconsider their decision to shut down their plants effective July 1, 2023. The former president goes on to say that, amongst other things, if the IPPs, who account for almost half of the country's total power generation and over 2/3 of Ghana's thermal power, go through with their plan, it will have a disastrous impact on Ghana's economy and negatively affect the lives and livelihoods of countless Ghanaian families. In conclusion to the plea from the former president, he is asking government to expedite its interactions or engagement with the IPPs and ensure that this particular issue is brought to an immediate end or solution is found to it.
Let's continue with the rest of our stories. And the Ghana Bar Association President Yao Echampong Boafo has criticized the Minority Chief Whip, Governs Kwame Agbodza, for claiming the former Chief Justice Kwesi Anene-Yeboah presided over what he termed a miscarriage of justice. At an event to mark Martyrs' Day, he noted that the comments were disparaging.
The Minority Chief Whip, during a debate to approve Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, took on the former Chief Justice for certain rulings of the court which he says were problematic. Governs Agbodza said the level of miscarriage of justice in the country reached a crescendo under Justice Kwesi Anene-Yeboah. Although the Ghana Bar Association president did not mention any name, he made reference to the comment of the MP, which he noted smacks of gross irresponsibility.
That is why it is totally unacceptable for a member of the leadership of the minority in Parliament, hiding ostensibly under the protection of parliamentary immunity granted by the 1992 Constitution, in supporting a motion solely to unanimously approve the nomination of the current Chief Justice, to launch an unwarranted attack on the person of the immediate Chief Justice, describing such a colossus of a jurist in derogatory terms. To wit, under the reign of the outgoing Chief Justice, the level of miscarriage in this country reached a crescendo and must never be repeated. And the former Chief Justice must know when he goes home, this miscarriage of justice rests on his chest. In the highly volatile partisan environment we unfortunately find ourselves, such a statement was unfortunate and grossly irresponsible, and it caused consternation among the rank and file of the GB, especially when the offer of...
He said people have the right to criticize judgment, but such criticisms must be based on fact and not due to political inclinations.
When it's looked at carefully, it will be seen that the judiciary is and remains the most veritable guardian of our constitutional rights, irrespective of the social, political, and religious device we belong to. The better choice is therefore for all of us to help to improve it and to better serve it and not to attack it and tear it down.
Now, later development, the Minority Chief Whip has hit back at the Ghana Bar Association, saying that the president lacks the understanding of the workings of Parliament.
Mr. How do you call it? Yao Boafo, using GBA platform, talking about what he's not aware of. I don't even know why he's getting his knickers in a twist about that. He does not have enough understanding of Parliament, because Parliament is closed with the powers to vet anybody, and in the process we can ask questions. He takes it personal, as if it's about the former Chief Justice Anene-Yeboah. In fact, at no point did I say Mr. Anene-Yeboah personally caused any problem. I said under his watch these two miscarriages of justice happened. And is that not factual? When did this happen? It happened under his watch. So Mr. Yao Boafo is not going to be able to tell or teach Parliament how we do our work. His understanding of the processes in Parliament are very limited, and we're going to do our work. He can criticize me for criticizing the former Chief Justice. I accept that. It is within his right, but he cannot arrogate to himself the right to determine whether the rest of us criticize anybody, especially certain actions of the judiciary. I would have thought Mr. Yao Boafo would have been concerned about the CDD report I talked about. I would have been happy to see how Mr. Yao Boafo sees the public reaction to these two rulings. He's not doing that. He's doing self-preservation instead of responding to the large echoes in the country about certain decisions. Indeed, I'm unfazed with his that is not GBA speaking. That is he speaking personally to me. He's not even addressing Parliament. He's addressing me, and I'm responding to him as Mr. Yao Boafo, because I respect the GBA just as I respect my own professional organization, Ghana Institute of Architects.
All right, so let's interrogate this subject a while longer. Joining us via Zoom is private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu. Counsel, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Yes, good evening, Name. Good evening.
Right, to start with, is it your understanding, like some people say they are getting, that Kwame Agboja is criticizing the individual in question, that's the former Chief Justice, or he's criticizing the judgment that was given when he was the head of the judiciary? What's your understanding of this back and forth?
Well, Martin, it's impossible to divorce a criticism of the former Chief Justice, Justice Kwesi Yeboah, from a criticism of the judiciary. So for practical purposes, Mr. Agboja is talking about Justice Kwesi Yeboah and the judiciary. And this should not be surprising. You see, Martin, we live in this country, and that's always been the way it's been. I mean, you would always find that parties in opposition would not be happy with decisions of the court. Not once, it's often, it happens often. You see, if you go back into history, you'll find that when the NDC administration, JM was in power, that was the same thing. You'll find decisions that they took, and then the MPP wasn't happy. You remember famously when the sitting president lost the 2012 election petition 2012. He said he disagreed with the court, but he would not go for a review, etc. Yet, party foot soldiers were all over on media saying all manner of unsavory things against the Supreme Court. You remember even Samir Uku was warned. Right. Lawyer Sam Kranchi Ankra was convicted of contempt for saying very unsavory things against the Supreme Court. And then other convictions. Then you come to fast forward when government changed and the NDC was in opposition, the Muntie 3, and so on and so forth. So that's always been it, and it must continue. Look, Martin, let's be very clear, and let's say this very clear. The day citizens would begin to keep quiet and not voice out their dissatisfaction with the work of the Supreme Court would be the beginning of the end. Citizens must complain as long as they are not happy. And that's the culture that we have. So it's this not a new thing. It's like that. And that's how we are building the democracy. And the Supreme Court itself has said it time and over that we don't even criticize them enough.
And on that same tangent, how then should this criticism be done that it wouldn't look as though it is an attack on an individual or a person?
Look, that is also a very difficult exercise. You see, look, let me tell you, a lot of the time we all get it wrong. It just happens that it's almost lots of the words that we use, somebody will get offended. So let's keep trying. At least the Supreme Court has been very clear that what they don't take is something like, this is a stupid decision, okay? This is a foolish decision, or this judge is a fool, or that. And the outright insults is what they won't take. But if you say the height of injustice, that one really is debatable. If somebody says that there was injustice, if you can't use the word injustice, what other word can you use?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
It's really a difficult thing. But the upshot is that citizens must complain when they are not happy. Okay, that's how we build this democracy. We are too docile.
Thank you so much for your thoughts, as always, on this subject. Grateful for your time. Martin Kpebu is a private legal practitioner. So do also let us know what you think on our various social media platforms. We'll be happy to share your thoughts with the rest of the world.
Let's now go to Parliament, where the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, has urged Ghanaians to resist police and security services' show of force, stating that the police is losing their friendliness to the public and must be reminded. He was reacting to the police's media communication stance.
The Ghana Police Service has adopted a communication approach, limiting statements and press releases to journalists seeking answers. This approach began when the Inspector General of Police, George Akuffo-Dampare, took over the helms of affairs. Media houses are left in the dark, seeking more information and clarification. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, says the police approach is wrong.
The police is the closest friend to the public. Without the public, the police cannot function. They are agents for what? Maintenance of peace. And you cannot use force to maintain peace. That is why we change from Ghana Police Force to Ghana Police Service. That is yet to sink because habits die hard. This is not democracy. So we work on that one.
He says the police has no such powers to deny the citizenry information.
I have invited him together with his minister, the Minister of Interior, to my office to have some of these things. But there was even some time that we invited him twice to Parliament and he refused to show up, the IGP. So there was a time I had to send a message to His Excellency the President that I will host you in Parliament without your commanders. The IGP will not follow you. The military CDS will not follow you.
But will this communication approach not cause misinformation and speculation?
There's a statement, usually police statements come if there's an incident, okay? However, there are gaps in the statements. For example, the one that came with respect to the Botiano incident. I mean, when I went through the statement, I had so many questions, lingering all over my mind. So if you don't have the police willing or ready to answer the follow-up questions that might culminate as a result of the statement, it becomes a very difficult situation for the media. Then they would have no option but to rely on security analysts and the likes, human rights lawyers, who were not in the thick of affairs.
Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleiman Abrahima, is, however, of the view the police approach is right.
It's been ongoing for almost, a year now? And I don't see what is really dire about that policy in terms of public access to information on policing. It appears to me that things are going well. Until perhaps there is evidence to the contrary, I think that I don't see what's wrong with the policy.
Security analyst Colonel retired Festus Abuaji also says it is wrong and unfortunate for the police to be hiding behind walls and communicating through papers. He says the police action amounts to it distancing itself from the populace, describing it as worrying, and urged the service to educate and properly train officers at the various levels to respond to local matters, as that makes them closer and accountable to the people. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Accra.
All right, let's do politics now, shall we? Now, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and former Trades Minister Alan Kyerematen will appear before the NPP's vetting committee for flag-bearer aspirants on Monday, the 3rd of July. The others will follow suit till the exercise ends on Thursday, the 6th of July.
Per the timetable, former Trade Minister Alan Kyerematen, energy expert Kojo Poku, and Vice President Dr. Bawumia will be vetted on Monday, July 3. On Tuesday, former Energy Minister Boakye Agyarko, former General Secretary of the party Kwabena Gyeye, and Member of Parliament for Assin Central Kennedy Agyapong will face the committee. Dr. Kofi Konadu Apreku Dr. Usofri Ekoto and Joe Gatti will appear on Wednesday, July 5. Francis Adainimo will show up on Thursday, July 6. Meanwhile, the party has inaugurated an 11-member committee to steer its presidential primaries. The committee's responsibility is to thoroughly examine and assess the 10 party stalwarts who have submitted their forms to compete in the party's flag bearer race. The committee has Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Quay as chairman. The members include Christian Mwakwata, Stephen Abankwa Setre, Osei Bunsuamwa, Lord Oblite Kume, Frank Davis, Hackman Uswajiman, Adelaide Hring, and Evans Nimako.
In more news tonight, the Ghana Revenue Authority has impounded close to 10,000 packs of soft drinks and other products from 4 trucks in separate locations. According to the authority, these products did not have the approved excise tax stamps on selected products. The authority intends to ascertain the value of the products and also to carry out investigations to bring perpetrators to book.
In the truck behind me, we have about 12,000 packets that the estimates are still being worked. What we have in there, because this took a very long time overnight to get them here, we are also working on that value. But aside that, we also impounded some other vehicles yesterday. This morning, for instance, the first vehicle that we got had about 780 packets of Malta Guinness imported and 210. These values runs into thousands of Ghana cedis. Aside these 2 trucks, we know, we study their movements, and out of that, we trail and then we got them apprehended. We expect that aside payment of duties and taxes, importers will avail themselves at their fixing points and get their goods affixed with the excise tax stamp. Failure to comply will mean the heavy hands or the heavy arms of the law will fall on you, and you have to pay for the breaches or the consequences.
You're still watching News 360 live from the studios of TV3. Stay with us. When we return, business, sports, entertainment all lined up for you. This is News 360.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
You dey sleep? That's Madina.
Sentuntum say wunna ma deju me ma wonsa.
Efrema be ma dani oba.
Ma wonsa.
Sentuntum ma boa sumuda ma wonsa. That shall not slap. Having black mosquito quail. Pamon tontom na empom wisie bebre na ema wo mowa na ema wo nhwem na ehwam.
Heaven insecticide spray eye hwam na sanso kum mu a wotu ene omo wia nyina. Now having naphthalene balls and having perfumed insect repellent, no, a kumwa warrior, nothing just here with tree.
Having black mosquito que, impong isi bibri, and say what so. A sham kama, bueno, emubu, the jumo size no, but you don't shred to me no.
And a heaven spray, having naphthalene balls, ni perfumed insect repellent, no, a kumwa mutu, now our numb from nothing just here with tree.
Heaven dear, bakope, heaven dear, bakope, heaven dear, bakope, heaven dear, bakope.
FDA aji edrede krato yatum.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Who don't like chop money? Dewa Chop Money is here! Collect your chop money every morning at 8:30 a.m. by simply dialing *446# and select option 2 to play Dewa 539 Chop Money. Win 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3, and 20 times your stake with Direct 1. You can also pay your numbers to win big. You only pick your numbers from 1 to 39, so winning is easy. Win every day with Dewa 539 Direct, the only lottery that offers you the best chances of winning. Collect your chop money every morning into your mobile wallet. Dial *446# to play Dewa 539 Chop Money now. Dewa,
every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
you like no other.
You are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. You like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie Beef Flavor. Buy now.
This effort is FDA approved.
The business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Welcome back to News 360 on TV3. Let's do business now. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta is scheduled to present the mid-year budget review to Parliament on Thursday, the 27th of July 2023. This was made known by the Majority Leader of Parliament, Osei Mensah Bonsu, on the floor of the House earlier today. And it is expected that the Finance Minister, whose mandate it is by the Public Financial Management Act, is to present the mid-year budget review 6 months after the presentation of the main budget for that fiscal year. Already, some industry players have kicked against the new taxes, calling on government to withdraw them in the mid-year budget review to reduce the excessive hardship on businesses. Their concern comes on the back of Parliament's passage of several tax bills, including the Excise Duty Amendment Bill 2022, the Growth and Sustainability Levy Bill 2022, the Ghana Revenue Authority Bill 2022, and the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2022. However, these bills are crucial components of Ghana's $3 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. In other business news tonight, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GEPA, has indicated that it plans to increase earnings from non-traditional exports by about $700 million this year. This follows a 6% increase in the total earnings from such products exported last year.
The total earnings from non-performing loans in 2022 increased by about $300 million to a total of $3.5 billion. The growth was attributed to a combination of structural changes within Ghana's non-traditional export ecosystem and the effective implementation of the National Export Development Strategy. Cocoa paste emerged as the highest earner, contributing $520.3 million, followed by cashew nut with $294.2 million. Shea oil ranked as the lowest earner with $92.6 million. Speaking during the Welcome Made in Ghana exhibition held in Accra, the CEO of Ghana Export Promotion Authority stated that her outfit is working to increase the earnings even further this year.
The 6% represented 3.5 billion. Our target is 4.2 billion. And so we are working hard to achieve that. All that you see around here is in support of what we want to do to get to that target of 25 billion by 2029.
In other business news this evening, Petroleum Commission has emphasized its commitment to increasing job role localization in the industry. Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Egbert Fable Jr., assured the Commission will continue to put in place policies and measures to promote the development of Ghanaians in the required skill sets needed in the industry.
The Petroleum Upstream Job Role Localization Policy is aimed at providing job opportunities and sustainable employment for trained and skilled local workforce. A Ghanaian is to be assigned to any expatriate employed as a successor. This, according to CEO of Petroleum Commission, Egbert Fable Jr., is to ensure skills and technology transfer.
We need to deliberately train our own people so that over a period of time, they will take over the expatriate roles, and by that, the cost of oil and gas production in Ghana will go down. We will continue to give more work permits. It will be helping unemployment in the upstream industry so that we can collectively share in this success that has come. So we share it with you, Ghana Immigration Service.
Currently, Ghana's upstream sector employs 4,147 people, made up of 3,759 Ghanaians and 388 expatriates. With the 3,759 Ghanaians employed in the upstream petroleum sector, 3,088 are males and 671 are females. Deputy Minister of Energy Herbert Krapper observed Ghanaians can only appreciate the invested effort when they witness a significant rise in the number of Ghanaians employed in the upstream petroleum sector.
The account of what the Ghanaian has taken directly and indirectly from this sector should be better than what it is today. We have invested significantly to this end, and we will continue to do so in building capacity of the Ghanaian in engineering, geosciences, modern technology, and welding. And the result of that investment is the moderate-sized pool of Ghanaian skilled personnel available and job-ready for the upstream sector.
The Consolidated Bank Ghana has signed an agreement with the United Nations Global Compact to become the first state-owned commercial bank in Ghana to be a member of the UNGC. By becoming a signatory to this agreement, GCB demonstrates its dedication to ethical conduct, transparency, and the pursuit of sustainable development goals.
The United Nations Global Compact is a principle-based framework for businesses, stating 10 principles in the areas of human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. By being a member of the United Nations Global Compact, CBG pledges to accelerate the world's progress towards sustainability by integrating environment, social, and governance solutions into its internal operations and business activities. CEO of CBG, Daniel Aldo, told the media what the agreement means to the bank.
So for us, what it means is that we have aligned with a set of principles, we've aligned with other like-minded organizations that are focused on and that are committed to working towards the greater good of mankind. The principles that underline the UN Global Compact for us are self-evident. For us, they are They are the very core of our business practices anyway. But aligning with the UNGC allows us then to draw on the expertise of the wider organization, to draw on those resources, and to grow our business in a resilient and sustainable manner.
Executive Director of the UN Global Compact Network Ghana, Tolu Kwekula-Cross, welcomed the bank to the network.
We are gathered here to happily and warmly welcome Consolidated Bank Ghana into the family of the UN Global Compact. The Global Compact members all over the world are working right now actively on issues surrounding sustainability, but sustainability that also affects corporate actions that bring development into their communities, but then also change the way they do business, which enables them to, by a product of their goods and services, provide a benefit to society.
Thank you for doing business with us. We have sports right after this. Stay with us.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. A unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
The sweet scent of rose in the morning brings me so much joy. Inspired by damask rose and infused with 100% natural rose oil. Introducing new Clean Soft Perfume Beats washing powder. It's like bringing a garden with you everywhere with this wonderful perfume. Take a garden with you everywhere you go with Clean Soft Perfume Beats washing powder.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is said here.
Many people think I get whatever I want because I'm a popular actress. But no, that is not true. Me Ankasano, Adebia mi yebiano, me shishimpe papano. And when I find it, I stick to it. My shishimenya Bell Pack tissues. Bell Pack ewe tea roll. Bell Pack tea roll. Soft, but not weak. Strong, but not hard. It is smooth. Me yusua, me hot tummy. It's just perfect. Same as the kitchen towel. What about what? What me the papaye? What me soaki? Echimu esa pepa. One Bell Pack kitchen towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today. Say your pocket tissue, table napkin, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Bell Pack is simply the best. It's just perfect.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack.
Crown your style. New Ohima collection from GTP. Now available at any of our accredited dealers nationwide or any Woodin shop. GTP. Life styled.
A news just coming in indicates that government has averted the shutdown of power supply by independent power producers after a marathon meeting. TV3 sources say government has committed to meeting the IPPs halfway on their demands. The IPPs have, as a result, rescinded their decision to shut down as earlier announced. They have consequently issued a notice to their members to start nomination to Ghana Grid Company, indicating their availability to provide power to the national grid. A statement is expected to be issued in due course, spelling the details.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Gentleman Cosmetic Range.
It's now time for the latest in the world of sports news with Yao Ofosulabi.
Hi, Portia.
Hi.
Hi,
What do you have for us?
So the Black Meteors are playing again tonight, in just about a few minutes. And so we're going to get into the lineups, whether it will be good for us today after a 5-1 drubbing.
Our fingers are crossed.
And we'll see how it goes tonight.
We'll win.
Well, let's begin the news with the Black Meteors, because Ghana's under-23 head coach Ibrahim Tanko has made some changes to the starting lineup for tonight's highly crucial 2023 under-23 Africa Cup of Nations final Group A match against Guinea. One notable change is the exclusion of Northern forward Enes Nyama from the Black Meteors lineup for tonight's match. Despite facing calls to replace him, goalkeeper Ibrahim Danlad retains his place in the starting 11. Daniel Efriye-Banier returns also into the starting lineup. But also Esiam comes in, and then Yegbe maintains his place with Aku Mensah also in the lineup for the Black Meteors. Also staying with the Black Meteors, because all eyes will be on the team tonight as they take on Guinea in the final Group A game at the Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations. Here's a preview ahead of the clash.
With just 3 points earned in 2 games, the Black Meteors are desperate for a win to secure a semi-final spot at the Under-23 AFCON. How Ghana should approach the game tonight.
The Black Meteors must win tonight or forget about progressing in the competition. And they would have to start winning 1v1s, individual duels on the pitch against opposition must be won. And then they must play as a collective at the very highest level, showing team ethos tonight. Other than that, we have no chance against the Guineans. Football is a game of chance. And if we get an opportunity, we must take it.
The next 90 minutes will be crucial for Ghana. They could move one step closer in qualifying for the 2024 Olympics, or they can pack their bags back home in disappointment. Ghana is watching, Africa is waiting, and some enthusiasts across the globe will be watching.
So there'll be no Enes Nyama tonight in that game against Guinea, but hopefully the Black Meteors can pick up a win and qualify to the next stage of the Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations. Now Chelsea continue their transfer business with increase in increase in outgoings, while Liverpool make progress with additions in midfield. Here is our transfer wrap ahead of the weekend.
England midfielder Ruben Loftus-Cheek has completed a €20 million move from Chelsea to AC Milan. Loftus-Cheek leaves the club he played for since he was 8 years old. RB Leipzig have announced the signing of midfielder Fabio Carvalho on a season-long loan from Liverpool. The loan comes without an option to purchase. Juventus and Colombia winger Juan Cuadrado will be leaving the club after spending 8 years the Serie A side confirmed on Friday. The 35-year-old won 11 trophies at the club. Defender Milan Skriniar parted ways with Inter on Friday after spending 6 seasons at the club. Skriniar won the Scudetto, 2 Italian Cups and 2 Italian Super Cups with the 2010 Champions League winners. Liverpool are in advanced talks to sign RB Leipzig midfielder Dominik Szoboszlai. The Hungarian recorded 6 goals and 8 assists for the German side in the Bundesliga last season. French midfielder Geoffrey Kondogbia has made a permanent €8 million switch from Atletico Madrid to Marseille. The 30-year-old has signed a 4-year contract with Marseille.
So interesting news there on the transfer markets. Be sure to stay with us here on 3 Sports. We'll bring you some more a bit later. But World Karate Union is thrilled to announce the inaugural 2023 WKU Ghana African Open Tournament, a groundbreaking event that aims to unite Africa through the thrilling world of combat sports. Now, this tournament will feature a dynamic lineup of disciplines, including taekwondo, karate, judo, kickboxing, and mixed martial arts.
This Open Championship is a great opportunity for martial artists in Ghana and Africa to test their skills and strength in various challenges against other fighters. The president of World Karate Union, Silvano Tukpe, has urged all athletes to take part in the maiden edition of the Ghana African Open Championship set for July 14 and July 15, 2023.
The African Open is going to comprise of different disciplines. We are talking about taekwondo, we are talking about karate, judo, kickboxing and MMA. All together, they are open. You just have to pick a registration form, no fee. The doors are open. It's just like it's open. We have to come and support your family. We have to come and support your country. Come and support your favorite athlete.
The African martial arts will be held at the Tema Community 3 Korean Sports. President Stevano emphasizes the essence of combat sports.
This sport is not also about just combat sports. It's not also about just the fighting. I think it is a platform to give the chance to the people to also show their skills, their talent, and we need to motivate the young ones.
Athletes from Nigeria, South Africa, Congo, Benin, Togo, Ghana and more will compete at the highest level to showcase their prowess.
As a duo to support the combat sports that comes here in Ghana, it's the African Open, and it's certainly going to be a huge one. My name is Yao Fusulabi, and that's all the sports news this evening here on News 360.
Makes a gentleman. It's how the need to protect the things that matter pushes him to persevere. It's how he immerses himself in thoughtfulness. It's how trust is his shield. You can smell his integrity from a mile away. Introducing the Gentleman's Cosmetic Range. Be one of us. Be a gentleman. Ye are branded.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Sorry for the interruption, but due to the acidic content of the atmospheric weather condition in the economy, I have decided metal afemuntin carbohydrate namun for wache metal 1 Ghana cedi for jollof rice, 1 cedi 20 pesos for gobe, 80 pesos for kenke tamai And you're the cow. 1 cedi, 50 pesos.
You know what? Just get me water.
For sachet water, 30 pesos. For bottled water, 50 pesos. Oh, Moka has a Vodafone cash. I'm the mama free. I'm from free. Metal.
Transfer charges. Bida. Switch to Vodafone Cash today and enjoy 0 charges whenever you send money to all networks. Yes, sending money is free on Vodafone Cash. Only e-levy applies. Dial *110# to send money today. Vodafone.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water and powered by 3 Entertainment.
Welcome back to News 360. Time now for entertainment. Yours truly, Anita.
I know you have to call her Nira. Sees Nira.
Oh, Nira.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Thanks for letting Martin know.
Okay, so what's happening in entertainment?
So yesterday, the Perfect Match Extra housemate had a cooking competition. It was quite interesting.
Oh,
yeah, and of course, Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson, they are still in the news.
In the mix somewhere.
Yeah, they have to be in the news. My name is Anita Ekia Ikufu, and let's get into the details as the Perfect Match Extra housemates were challenged to showcase their culinary prowess as part of their Thursday live show. And at the end, Brownie and Oheneba emerged winners of the cooking contest. Here are some highlights from the show.
Team from the start, keeping it real. I'm in love with your attitude, girl. You know the teeth of a tat, but when you give it to me, I go give it to you, yeah.
It was all fun on Thursday when the contestants at the Perfect Match reality show were tasked to put their culinary skills to test and create dishes that will wow the judges.
Oh, wow. I'm a flexible guy, so anytime I'm doing something, it just comes inside.
Right.
You get...
I feel it, okay.
From Anguamo by Team Bella and Kodak, Jollof Rice by Team BB and Flush, Vermicelli Rice and Pork Sauce by Team Grace and Bebelino, Rice and Stew by Team Etonam and Lovelin, and Fried Rice by Team Brownie and Oheneba. The contestants brought their A game. It was even more exciting because they were competing with each other in the kitchen as couples.
Going on well, our stew is on fire and it's almost ready, and our Venezuelan rice too is on fire and it's almost ready.
Oh, okay. After hours of cooking and garnishing, it was now time to announce which couple had the best meal, and the judges were judging based on teamwork, neatness, presentation, and taste.
So, first place with 232 marks.
Out of 300.
Out of 300.
Wonderful.
So we are happy to announce that the first position for 232 marks goes to assorted fried rice. Debbie, man, can you cry? Hey, assorted fried rice.
Congratulations to assorted fried rice.
And this weekend, it's a double dose of Perfect Match Extra for you. So on Saturday and on Sunday, make sure you tune into TV3 and enjoy every bit of the show. And away from that, brands and communications expert Dr. Ike Tando says celebrities should employ the services of PROs to handle their affairs. And reacting to the Sarkodie and even Nelson brouhaha on New Day, he believes the situation could have a negative impact on their personal brands and careers if not properly managed.
Everybody in PR or in comms or in marketing would realize how difficult it is to build a brand to the level of SAC, to build a brand to the level of Yvonne Nelson. But my advice is, and my pain is to see these two young people who have gone through the mill, sacrificed to build a brand to that level, and they allowing this narrative to destroy their brand. It hurts me as a brand person. And I say that anything you are doing today as a brand would have to align with your core mission and your core values of how you want to position the brand in the minds of people. And this, what is happening is going to have a negative effect on their trade, on their career, on their incomes, on their relationships, etc., etc. Sarkodie has built a very solid brand, and we are all praying and hoping that it could go much more global. Now, people like my good sister here, people who also think that womanhood has been affected. Once they are going to have a deal for you and are going to sign you, we are going to base that deal, which is
also be unaffected.
which is so much, which is so unfortunate. I think that they must be sensitive to their brands.
Yeah.
They must be protective of their brands, and they must align their brand vision to whatever they say or whatever they intend to do. And I think they still have an opportunity to make sure that they can revive their brands by adopting very sound PR strategy. And I just want to also advise that there are so many professionals in there. And people were debating that creatives are not making that much to hire a full-time PR person, a full-time brands person. Yes, I understand. If you cannot hire, get consultants, get people you can go to.
Definitely.
I wish that if probably Yvonne has spoken to somebody, if Sarkodie has spoken to somebody before coming into what they are doing, I think the narrative would have been different. Brands management is so important. It's so
And tomorrow, TV3 and 3FM brings you an exciting expedition to Mount Afaja and the Vliet Falls. Remember that we're still taking in people, and so you can call the numbers or visit any of our social media pages and register. We're taking you to the Volta region to have a special Republic Day experience, and so don't forget about that one as well. My name is Anita Ikuya for this has been the Entertainment News segment. Have a good evening.
Brazil's Supreme Electoral Court has voted to bar ex-president Jair Bolsonaro from running for office for 8 years. Mr. Bolsonaro was found guilty of abusing his power ahead of last year's presidential poll. He had been accused of undermining Brazilian democracy by falsely claiming that the electronic ballots used were vulnerable to hacking and fraud. Mr. Bolsonaro's lawyer are expected to appeal against the verdict. They have argued that his statement had no bearing on the election results. If the verdict is allowed to stand, Mr. Bolsonaro will not be eligible to take part in the next presidential election in 2026, but will be able to run again. He will also be banned from municipal elections due in 2024 and 2028. The case against him revolved around a speech he gave while he was still president in 2022.
All right, so, I mean, very important information. You need to listen to this before you take leave of us. It is that, Portia, give us this.
Remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up from bed with either Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Herbal, or Pepsodent Triple Protection. Because with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Absolutely. So, yeah, that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you very much for watching. If you go to our website, 3news.com, you get updates of all the stories and several others. I am Martin Asiedu Date.
And I am Portia Gabo. Have a lovely weekend.